too long, man. I missed y'all. I really did. I missed each and every one of y'all, but you already know. Let's do what we do best.
Let's go! This ain't the Fox Tyson force is getting he stinks!
Oh shit!
It's time!
And we are live. Welcome, everybody, back to another episode of the Money Pop Podcast, where we talk all your betting needs and wants. We are breaking down the numbers so it's easy for you when you go to the window. When you go to the window and you have your ticket, you cashing out. You look at your app, you cashing out. This is what we do here. When you got your own book, man, when he hits you up, when he comes to you and he hits you up for payment, you got to pay on time on Thursday at 5 o'clock. Here at Money Pot, we try to flip the script. We want you to hit him up. He opens up the door. He already knows what you there for. Ain't no games. Ain't no, just come hang out. No, I need my money now. I need my paper today. At 5 o'clock, you hold the taxes. We not playing around here, man. It feels so good to be back. I'm sorry. We was in Disney. I was sick. So much has happened over those times. And if you haven't been following me too, during that time period, if you follow me on TikTok, you follow me on Twitter at Money Pop Podcast, I give out free plays. Now, I won't promise you I give it out every single day because we have the members, the Money Team membership that we talk about, and I'll get that until later. But follow me on all the social media platforms from TikTok to Twitter. We went on a fucking run. If you follow me on TikTok, we went on a run. We went on a 10-2 run on baseball plays all goddamn week. So come on, y'all. Let's go, man. I am your host, if you don't know, Moss Money. And welcome to the fucking show, man. Welcome to the show. It's early in the morning. Get your coffee. We got plays to talk about. We got numbers to look at. Last week, we did NFC plays. My co-host is on his way. But while we're still here on the NFC plays, we're going to do a quick recap of what we talked about 2 weeks ago on NFC plays. Let me get up my numbers where we had. So we had 3 plays. I had 2. We had an agreement with me and the homie Diddy. We had 2 different plays, and then the homie Diddy had a nice little NFC parlay. First NFC conference play that we had, just to recap. I like the Eagles to win the NFC East. It's at plus 200 right now. So I still think that's a good bet. So give me NFC East, Eagles to win. The other bet that we like at plus 130, which we think is still a very low bet. We both like, me and B Diddy, we both like the Rams to win plus 130. Really like that play. I think the Rams got better. So I'm not really sure on why and how they're still plus EV. I think they should be in the division. For some reason, San Fran has a lot of steam, and I get the coaching for San Fran. I just don't believe Trey Lance is just going to show up out of nowhere and be the guy, right? Just out of the clear blue. So I'm still have faith in the Rams. They are the defending Super Bowl champions. Until that changes, they are the team to beat, and that's how it should be. And then the homie B Diddy had a nice NFC parlay. He had the Rams, Green Bay, and Philly, and the Birds 10-1 on your money. That's the Rams, Green Bay, and the Birds 10-1 on your money for NFC division winner parlay. Once again, I had the Eagles. I had two trade bets: Eagles, Rams. He had the Rams, and then excuse me, in the parlay. Still trying to fight off that little cold, man. Um, he had the parlay with the Rams, Green Bay, and the Birds. So that is the NFC preview that we had a couple weeks ago. Now today we're going to do the AFC, and we're going to get into our poll question. Sponsors, bills to pay, everything above the city. So now let's get into the poll question. Poll question is brought to you by BetUS. I'm gonna tell you what, man. BetUS saved me. They fucking saved me in Florida because I couldn't do no DraftKings. I couldn't do no FanDuel. So shout out to the sponsor, BetUS, for looking out for your boy when I needed to put in a bet. So I was able to put in bet in all 50 states. All 50 states, BetUS covers. International, you can play with crypto. Everything all good with BetUS. So I was able to hop on my own run, right? I said on TikTok, I had a fucking run. I was hot for that week. We were giving out free plays on TikTok, and I was actually able to capitalize on. I'm giving out free plays. I can't even make any money, right? Like, it's crazy. BetUS, holla at them. The link is in the Facebook A2D Radio bio. Go and hit the link. They're still doing the promotion too. You have to put $50 down at least, but they're still doing the promotion when you get 125% back on your money. Tell them your boys from Money Pot sent you, and go bet with BetUS. All right, let's get into the poll question here. Let's get into the poll question here. We're talking quarterbacks. This man was left off top 10, which is insane to me that he's not a top 10 quarterback. And then we get into the nitty gritty of what makes a quarterback and all this other stuff. And I'm one to talk, right? Because I've been very critical of our own guy, Jalen Hurts, right? Run first type quarterback. But Jalen Hurts is not Lamar Jackson, okay? No. Let's cut the noise right there. He is not. Not in the same talent pool, not in the same category, not held in the same regard. I'm sorry. Jalen's got some work to do. Lamar's been to the mountaintop. Let's just understand that, okay? When we start comparing some of these quarterbacks. But he redefined what it meant to be a dual quarterback. Here it is right now. Agree or disagree? Let me know. Lamar Jackson is a good bet to win MVP at +2 at 2,200. Woo! 22-1 odds is I'm not sure, man. That's low for him. That is really low for him for 22 for +22. This is the Lamar revenge tour. I think one of the most talked about stories going into the NFL, obviously Deshaun Watson and all everything, and Baker, hot noise. You know what I mean? Gronk retiring, a lot of that stuff. The Eagles dream team, a little bit of Miles Sanders dream team talk. But one of the big stories is this Lamar Jackson, because he's up for a contract and he hasn't got paid yet. Hasn't gone to voluntary workouts. He stayed away. You got was it? Phil Sims' son or whoever, I forget his name, Chris Sims, talking that, you want to be like Tom Brady. Well, Tom didn't miss LTAs till he missed, till he had a Super Bowl. So, or 4 Super Bowls. Everybody's not Tom, okay? Tom is the benchmark. Tom is what you want as a quarterback. So to have that such high of a bar to say that you want to be Tom, Lamar's going to do it Lamar's way. He's not going to do it Tom Brady's way. But Tom ain't have to wait to get paid. Tom got paid. Now, Tom won, but Tom got paid. Look at these numbers here. Lamar Jackson right now, 37-12 as a starter, a unanimous MVP, 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time All-Pro, rushing record as a quarterback in most wins by a quarterback before 25. I'm going to have to agree to this poll, man, because I think that when you look at this MVP list, and let's get the list up right now. Let's get the list up right now so we can all look at it. Let me share. All right. There we go. Bang. We're about to share this, John. All right, here we go, y'all. There we go. Here's the list for MVPs right now. We got Josh Allen at the top, plus 700. Mahomes, all the usual suspects at the top. Brady, Rodgers, Herbert. Lamar, he dropped. He was 2,200 yesterday. But Lamar's down there. I think we got Stafford, we got Murray, we got Hurts. So this is the cutoff about the 20, about 20 to 1. We got Burrow, Russ, Stafford. Do we think Kyle Murray and Lamar Jackson should be plus 20 to 1 here? I don't think so. I think Lamar should be where Russell is. There's a lot going on for Lamar. Lamar's got a big chip on his shoulder coming into this year. They were all hurt last year. Remember how decimated that Ravens team was? Their schedule's a little bit softer this year. He still won the he still got to the Pro Bowl, even though we said a Pro Bowl is a popularity contest at times. He still got to the Pro Bowl, only playing 12 games. So I think this is a very good bet, especially in a division now that looks a little bit softer than it was. It used to be a really tough division. Cincy's a problem in that division, obviously. But, the Ravens have stayed steadfast through it all. And they had a really good draft this year, man. They drafted so well this year, like they do every year. They drafted really well this year. They had who they got? They got the safe. They got the free agent Williams safety, right? Then they got Kyle Hamilton from Notre Dame. They got the center from Iowa. Then they got the kid from Michigan, right? Those are your top three picks, and they all could be arguably top 15 picks. If somebody took that center in the top 15, top 20, nobody would have blinked an eye about that. If they would have took the DN from Michigan who tore his Achilles, they would have said it's a reach, but they understand why they were taking that person at that moment, because he was a top 15 talent. And already Hamilton. This is a well-run organization. This is a well-coached team. They are always in the running, and I think this is a very good bet to bet Lamar Jackson now at plus 2,000, right? It was plus 2,200 when I when I booked the show up yesterday, but plus right now, plus 2,000, 20 to 1 on your money. I think this is a very good bet. So we'll do $25 to win you 500. It's good value right here because he's got a lot to prove today. A lot to prove today. If you put his numbers, what I just said, 37-12 as a starter, unanimous MVP, 2-time Pro Bowler, 1-time Pro Bowler, rushing record, and most wins by a quarterback before 25. You put that on somebody else's name. You put this on one of these guys' names that would just be starting. We're not having this conversation, right? He's not being left out of the top 10. There's no way. Right? None of these guys has did what he's did in the short period of time that he's done it. Like nobody. Like, come on, man. Put some respect on Lamar's name, man. Shout out to Rob. I agree. Good value. And obviously, the money is being laid out in front of him to drop. Yeah. Right, bro. Right. Absolutely right. Great value on him. He's got a lot to prove. I'm having a hard time, like, because we're it's almost like the LeBron effect, right? Like, not saying he's LeBron. Like, obviously, let's not. I'm not going that far or anything like that. But the LeBron effect, where LeBron doesn't get in certain calls because he's just so big and going into the paint. You know what I mean? And he gets hacked and he gets fouled, but because he's so much stronger and bigger than everybody else, they don't give him the benefit of the doubt. But when you think about it, when you pull back the narrative for Lamar, Lamar had is like, is Lamar getting 1,000 yards rushing a down year, right? Like, he's almost suspected, he's suspected to get that at this point. Like, he in his MVP year, he had like almost like 32 or 3,300 yards passing, 36 touchdowns, 9 picks, and he had like 12 or 1,300 rushing yards. The following year, a little bit of drop down, but he had 27, I think it was, touchdowns, about 8 or 9 picks, and still had 1,000 yards. And then obviously last year he had an off year. Passing numbers went up. He was averaging more passing yards per year than he was before. But when you think about it, like that, like it's like we expect him to get 11 to 1,200 yards rushing because he's Lamar Jackson. But it's like we're just thinking of that because he's Lamar. Like, that's not like insane. You know what I'm saying? Like, that's not crazy that he should be a top 10 running back in terms of rushing yards. Like, you know what I mean? Like, what are we talking about here? Like, come on, man. Get a man a break, man. I like that bet, man. Let me know what you guys think about in the comments, chat, and across all social media platforms. How you like that value, man? I like that value. And tell me somebody else you see on this list who you really like. I think I see a lot of, obviously, a Homer. A lot of people might throw some money on Jalen. I don't think so. Jalen's got to do Lamar Jackson numbers, and I just don't see that in his potential. I think Jalen's potential is a very good Donovan McNabb year. Not top prime Donovan, but one of Donovan's better years is that I think is Jalen's ceiling. Because though he ran for over 700 yards last year or 600 yards, that's got to pull back and his passing yards have to go up. He can't, you just can't run like that. And don't expect that you won't get hurt. Another one on this list, I don't know. Why is Dak so goddamn high on this list? Tell me, the Cowboys are going to be trash. Like, I just don't understand. Like, I understand the shift in psychology of going more with Dak than Zeke. But that, I mean, he puts up numbers. Dak always puts up numbers, but they lose. They're never in it, even though it's every year it's their year. They're never in it really in the end. And when they get there, they still choke. Like, I just don't understand that. I really don't. This makes sense all in the world. He's just a tank. Obviously, this is here. The GOAT should be there. He's only won it. Rodgers, as long as Rodgers has been in the league, he's only won it once. He's always in the running just because he puts up numbers. But with no receivers here, I just can't. I don't understand. I just can't put him in here. I think he should be more like Russell territory. This is pretty high for him. A lot of love for Herbert, and folks. You know, obviously we just talked about Dak. Joe Burrow makes sense coming off a crazy year, crazy receiving core. As long as they can shore up that offensive line, you know, this is not a bad bet. I don't know how good Denver is going to be, to be honest. So I don't think Russell can put up numbers to be MVP, in my opinion. He just doesn't. He's always statistically good, but he's never like in the top 3, top 5. He needs a lot of support for him to be in this conversation, and they need to win. And we're getting that division, but that's probably the toughest division in all of football. And then Stafford. I like Stafford here. Stafford can easily throw for 5,000 yards. He gets almost everything back and then some on offense. Our defense is still stout. So out of these plays right here, I'm not mad at you if you like Josh. I like Josh Allen as an MVP. He should be the front runner. His numbers should continue to rise. Um, I like Lamar, like I said, as a dark horse. And I like Stafford. Very underrated quarterback. I think 14-1 for Stafford to win the MVP. Hard to say that the Rams might not go back to the Super Bowl. And if they go back to the Super Bowl, that means they're a 13-4 team. I really like Matthew Stafford as a nice value play here for MVP. Let's go with some comments, man. Let's go to some of the comments. Hey, there he is. One of the best. Let me remove this. Let me give him his shine.
What's up?
Batters that I know. They call him Diddy. What's up, bro?
What's up, man? What's up?
I'm good, man. I'm good, man. It's
Sorry
good
about that. Some technical difficulties.
Oh no. As long as you got the hat on, that's all that matters.
Yeah, always represent.
Always, man. We just get into your guy, your best friend, the guy that you support the most, Lamar Jackson, as a good bet for MVP. I was hoping you was with me because I know you're such a fan of Lamar Jackson and what he does on the field.
Yeah.
But it was plus 2,200 yesterday. I do a quick recap. It is at plus 2,000 right now. I'll ask you, man, with everything you know going on with Lamar, what that team went through last year, with the plays from the draft picks that they brought in, the free agents, him playing with a chip on his shoulder. You know he's playing with a chip on his shoulder this year.
Is he?
Oh, absolutely.
Why?
Absolutely.
Why is he playing with a chip on his shoulder?
First, he ain't get paid yet.
He's going to get paid. That's the problem. That's what you got to worry about. He's getting paid this summer.
I hope so.
So that's the thing. And then once he gets paid, then you might as well just forget anything about some MVP. He's not going to be MVP this year. Don't waste your money on that dark horse. It's a nice horse, but it ain't going to be a dark horse for MVP after he gets paid. Not saying he's gonna just blow that money, but I'm saying is that usually folks that get paid kind of have a decline in performance. Look at Patrick Mahomes. Patrick Mahomes got paid that $500 million. Damn, it's so crazy saying that.
But he got paid though. But there wasn't a conversation.
He got paid, and then how did he perform?
I get your point, but that was after a Super Bowl win too.
I mean, it's a lot of things, right?
Right.
I'm saying I think Lamar's psychologically stable enough to continue to want to be the best, but I think it's just too many variables for him to become an MVP.
Really?
Yeah, I don't think he'll be MVP. They already gave him an MVP.
Yeah.
Yeah, they gave
it to him again.
No, they're not giving it to him again. No, enough's enough. Especially when you got Josh Allen out there. They, the media love Josh Allen.
No,
I agree.
I agree.
Who they're going to replace with Tom Brady?
That's why I said it's a dark horse. It's a good bet. It's
really dark.
22-1. It was 22-1 yesterday. Today it's 20-1. I think that with everything going around, of all the stories, this is one of the stories that have been talked about, kind of recently, and will be going into the season until he gets paid. And what's his value on the market is being paid as a top, I would think a top 3, at least a top 5 quarterback, but he was definitely out of the top 10 from players, executives, and coaches. He was left out of the top 10 as a quarterback. He's getting scrutinized by his own kin in terms of alumni from the Ravens. Chris Sinn's already, come out and make comments about him. If you put his numbers with any other quarterback in the top 10 or in the top 15, we're not having this conversation, right? Because his numbers speak for themselves. Now, I just explained how it's almost expected that for him to run for 1,000 yards or be a top 10 from a rushing standpoint as a running back. And I think that's, like what are we talking about here? Like, I understand where his talent is, but we're expecting him to do that every year. Like, come on, man. Like, I think it's unjust and unfair to the player and to what he brings to the table that he shouldn't be at least a top 5. He's easily a top 10 quarterback in my eyes. And I think that them winning the division, finishing with 12 or 13 wins will put him in the MVP conversation. And I think their schedule is easy enough for them to do that.
I mean, yeah, I think he's top 10 for sure. I think he's the most dynamic quarterback in the NFL. I think he's probably the most feared quarterback in the NFL. The problem is when you're looking at the standard for being a quarterback, he doesn't fit that mold. So that's why you're getting all these stabs at Lamar Jackson is because he's traditionally more of a running back. He's a slasher. He's, you know, like Michael Vick, right? He was super fast, super, agile, can get out the pocket and will kill you out the pocket. But he also, can throw that rock. You know what I'm saying? And when you look at Lamar, not saying he can't throw, but he's just not doesn't have that Michael Vick arm. He doesn't have that accuracy like Michael Vick had. That kind of make you say, man,
Oh,
he is a really good quarterback.
Accuracy? Not early,
Michael
Mike.
Vick. Now, I mean, Eagles
not
Mike.
Not early, Mike.
Hey,
not
listen,
Atlanta
Eagle
Mike.
Mike. Eagle Mike was
Eagle
throwing
Mike.
that rock.
Eagle Mike. Okay, I'll give you Eagle
You
Mike.
know what I mean?
Not Atlanta
That's the only Mike I cared about. You know what I mean? That's the only Mike I cared about. Besides that, I think Lamar. Lamar Jackson is getting shit on throughout the league.
For sure. Yeah.
But I think he still needs to work on his ability to pass the football. Can he throw out the pocket? He can. But he's now has his mantra as being a running quarterback, and the NFL doesn't like those guys, and that's what's happening.
Yeah, I agree.
But if I'm a defender, if I'm a cornerback, I don't want to see Lamar Jackson. So it's like a double-edged sword. It's like he's the most feared. I don't know. It's just a weird situation when it comes down to Lamar. Just very, very weird. But he's not going to be MVP. Believe that, especially after he gets paid.
All right, so there it is. You agree. I agree. You disagree. All right, so let's get into the AFC. So we did our NFC. I dropped out earlier for a recap for our NFC predictions. What me and you had talked about 2 weeks ago. Now let's get into the AFC division. We are using FanDuel for our plays today because we can parlay FanDuel division winners. We would usually be using our sponsor BetUS, but BetUS doesn't allow you to do parlays with the division winners. So, and I now that I say that, I do remember saying that I liked a parlay from both sides of the division, 14 parlay that we'll put together today as well too. All right, let's start it off, bro. AFC East division winner. We got Buffalo at minus 185. We got the Patriots at plus 450, Miami at plus 450, and the Jets and Stifler's mom, New York Jets plus 2,000.
Yeah, I mean, I think that's the easy one.
Yeah, I think that's an easy one.
Yeah, Buffalo for sure. I think they're just really good, all around, defensively, offensively. You got an MVP at quarterback potentially. Yep. The run game is, I would say, probably their worst part of their offense, but I think they have enough players to kind of balance that out. So I'll give them probably a C plus B at the run game, A plus at the passing game, receiving the A, O-line an A. Play calling, I don't know because they have a new offensive coordinator, so that's interesting, right?
Yeah.
So that's going to be key, but I think they'll probably put a lot of responsibility into Josh's hands, probably to make some, freedom to make some calls at the line. So I don't see this team changing. Defensively, they're stout all around. Up front, they've added players. I think they've added Super Bowl MVP and Von Miller as an edge rusher who wanted to go to Dallas, but Dallas is trying to lowball him. How crazy is that?
He wanted to go to Dallas?
Yeah, he loves Dallas. He wanted to go to Dallas.
That makes sense, yeah.
And they said that he was ready to get a pay cut, but he said he wasn't going to get that much of a pay cut to go to Dallas, so he went to Buffalo.
Right.
So it's kind of crazy. But anyway, so they added more on the edge rushing for the Buffalo Bills. Linebackers are stout. Cornerbacks, we already know they're top in the league or one of the top 5 in the league. So, yeah, that's an easy for me. That'll be a surprise if anybody else comes out of that. I don't think it'll be New England. Maybe Miami somehow shows something this year, but it's going to be Buffalo. So.
Yeah, I am a Tua fan, but I don't know. He's not transitioning to the league like I thought he would, especially being a lefty. I always thought lefty quarterbacks do kind of a little bit better just because of that launch release from that left hand side. But for whatever reason, I don't know. I don't know. But I mean, that offense is just so explosive. So it's going to be hard to see how he doesn't do well or be successful. But I think I just there's something missing from Tua or that organization. There's something missing over there. So we'll see. We'll see. But
One thing for
obviously,
sure for Miami, their defense is going to keep them in the game for the most part.
yeah, yeah.
Them firing their coach last year, I don't know how that will affect this team.
Who was it? Daniels now? Mike Daniels? Is that the coach?
Okay. Now, yeah, I think it's Daniels.
Yeah. All right. So that's easy bet.
But a sleeper could be that 450 at the Miami Dolphins.
Yeah.
But easy bet for Buffalo.
Let me ask you this. Are you betting this?
I would bet Buffalo.
Okay. Yeah, so we got an agreement there.
Yeah, I would bet Buffalo here at that number.
All right, let me write that down. Make sure, because like I said, we keeping a running count of this one.
I mean, the only thing can hurt the Buffalo is an injury, right? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like, and that had to be early in the season.
The division we were just talking about, AFC North, we have the Baltimore Ravens at plus 160, Cincinnati Bengals at plus 180, Cleveland at plus 280, and Pittsburgh, I forget what their new stadium's called. I don't know why. Money talk, I guess. Pittsburgh at plus 950. All right, we can scratch out Pittsburgh. I'm going to scratch out Cleveland as well, to me. I know that he's been trying to clean up his legal issues. Obviously, every time somebody gets paid off or something like that, that comes out right away. I don't know if he's going to get suspended, though, because he was never charged with anything. So they could suspend him for conduct. But maybe 4 games?
He's definitely getting suspended. And they're gonna make absolutely. He definitely gets suspended. They're gonna make an example. So I wouldn't touch Cleveland Browns with a 10-foot pole.
So we have Cincinnati Bengals, and the favorites are the Ravens to win this division, believe it or not. I'm not sure because I don't know how better Cincy's going to be because he got beat up and they needed to shore up that offensive line. And Baltimore's coming off a lot of injuries. I mean, their whole team was decimated last year. They had like 5 or 7 starters that went out on season-ending injuries.
Yeah.
And to have that talent come back is going to be great, but you don't know. Like, these are bad injuries. ACLs, Achilles, injuries that take a year, possibly a year or so to kind of get those players back to the level that they're used to playing. But they infused a lot of talent from the draft. They had arguably the best draft this past year. And I talked about that earlier from Hamilton, Tyler, was it Lickenbaum or what I think his last name is?
Mm-hmm.
And they had the guy from Michigan, David, I forget how you say his last name, the DN. So they have an infuse of talent. They're getting young talent back. They're getting their running back, which is huge for this offense. So this is a stay away for me for right now.
Yeah, I agree.
I don't have a lean here. It's too close to call.
I agree. I think it would be a stay away. I feel like Cincinnati's not getting the respect they need from what they did last year. Maybe that's rightfully so, but I don't feel like nobody's talking about Cincinnati and they were in the Super Bowl. So, I mean, and I feel they're young, so they're only going to get better. They got the experience. I guess they're fearing Baltimore be coming back, which makes sense too. You got a weapon like Lamar Jackson at quarterback. That's a tough team to play, twice a year. Like you said, the injuries that decimated the Ravens before the season even started was, like you said, I think they were down to their 4th, 5th running back.
Yeah, it was crazy
coming into the season. So yeah, they should be getting better. But I mean, let's throw a little respect on Cincinnati for what they did. So like I said, I'm off.
I wouldn't be mad if somebody. Yeah, I wouldn't be mad if somebody bet Cincy at all. All right, so that's a pass in that division. Next division, we're going AFC South. Colts. Guess Matt Ryan does that. The Colts at minus 115. Tennessee Titans at plus 160. The Jacksonville Jags at plus 750. And the Houston Texans at plus 2,500.
talk about a dark horse for me would be Indianapolis Colts. They were last year for me. Carson Wentz got in the way. That last game against, I believe it was Miami. No, was it? It was against Jacksonville.
I think it was
I didn't.
Jacksonville.
Yeah, Jacksonville. I didn't quite understand what was going on in that game. For them to make the playoffs, I thought they would be dangerous. Um, I like Indianapolis as a dark horse to do something real crazy this year. I
Okay,
love the running game they have. They have probably top 2 offensive line in the NFL. They
agreed.
now have added Matt Ryan, he's a little bit older, well, a lot a bit older, probably on the tail end of his career, but I still think he can get it done. He does make some ironic mistakes a lot throughout the game, but I think with this coaching staff, this offensive line, the receivers they got, the running game they have, Indianapolis is going to be very tough to beat this year. Um, and then defensively, they're pretty stout up front. Linebackers, I believe, my guy from the HBCU is flies all over the field,
Mm.
and maybe a little bit helping the defensive backside safety area they can use. But I really like Indianapolis as a dark horse. I definitely like them to surprise uh, the AFC coming in this year.
So do you like them? I'm assuming you like this
I
betting.
do, I do. Last year I was all over Tennessee. I made money off Tennessee last year.
Yeah,
I had a little money sprinkled on Indianapolis because I thought um,
yeah.
I had a feeling that I think it was Aaron Rodgers might go there or something like that. So I sprinkled a little money on them earlier.
Okay.
But this year, I feel like the same way like I felt about Tennessee. Tennessee made me money. I'm going down. I'm going to Indianapolis Colts. I feel like they're the best team in the AFC South.
This is a stay away from me because I'm looking at this. I'm looking at it from like a gambler would, or somebody breaking down divisions and points wise. And I think that Wentz, and maybe because I am a Carson Wentz fan, believe it or not. Um, it's hard to be, but I still think that he can play quarterback in the NFL. But it's not looking like he'll be in there. He'll be in there long. That's crazy how fast that window closes. I've never seen somebody who looked like he was going to be the next best thing in the league from the quarterback position fall from grace so far, like he has. So we'll see what he does in Washington. But I don't know if how much better is Matt Ryan than Wentz? You know what I'm saying? That's how I'm looking at it. I think obviously he's going to be better, but I'm just thinking like how much better is he? Like, if you put them, here, let's look at it right now. Game 1, week 1, they already got the lineups up. So, like if you put Carson Wentz here, is that line still not 8? Right? Do you think that line goes to like 7? Is it really like a point? Is Ryan a point better than Wentz? And what does Ryan equal? What did they go? 9-8 last year? So is he a game better or possibly 2? Like, do we think that the Colts are going to be a 10
Well,
game?
I mean, I think you will have to look at see what the team wins will be for Indianapolis.
Yeah, we're going to look at that too because they have something.
I wouldn't look at the first game.
Say that again.
I wouldn't look at the first game spread and compare quarterbacks. I would look at the team total wins and see
Okay.
what the difference is for the Indianapolis Colts. If they're asking them to be over 9.5 wins or 10.5 wins, they'll show you if they're a game better than Carson Wentz.
9.5.
9.5. So they're saying probably where they should be, 9.5 wins. I think they are very similar, but I just think that Carson makes very, very bad mistakes, and then Matt Ryan at times make mistakes. So that's the difference between playoffs and winning in the playoffs or making the playoffs.
Facts.
Is you as an offensive coordinator or as a head coach afraid to let the ball be held in Carson Wentz's hands, which had happened a lot of times throughout the season, that they didn't want to throw the rock with Carson Wentz. And then you got Matt Ryan where you feel more comfortable of him able to kind of letting it go and not making those dumb mistakes like Carson Wentz makes. So that's a game or two. That's the difference. So I believe I 100% what you said. Amazing that you go into one game in LA and then that completely destroyed your whole career. You lost confidence. You feel like you have to kind of win on every single play. I don't know what's happened to Carson Wentz. But Matt Ryan doesn't have that mental or mental issue that's going on right now. He's not battling that.
Yeah. Okay. All right. It's not even arguably in the toughest division in the NFL.
Tough. Talk about pass.
AFC West division winner. Kansas City Chiefs right now at plus 155. We have the Chargers at plus 240. Denver at plus 260. And no respect to the Raiders at plus 700 to win this division.
Yeah. This is a no touch for me. At this point, it would have to go to who's the better coach at this point, and that would have to be Kansas City. I think they're rightfully the favorite. Los Angeles Chargers, man, as talented as they are, and I said it all last season, the coach will get in the way of this team. And did he not do that last year? All of them going forward on 4th downs, 4th and 8, not controlling football games, not taking the points, taking points off the game. The Los Angeles Chargers will only go as far as their head coach. Right. People say, "Oh, I love it." We had this conversation. We've had it on a text message, like, "Yo, why is he not taking the points?" And then other people be like, "Oh, I like the way he's thinking. You can't blah 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 blah." Like, no, get the fuck out of here.
It's that analytics bullshit.
Yeah, it's very, very hard to score in the NFL. It's very hard for you to get down there against a team like the Kansas City Chiefs, where you're not taking points because you feel as though the other team can score at will. That's just a bad mindset. That's just not good. You take what you can take, and hopefully at the end of the game, like our coaches always used to say, we have an opportunity to win. So there's been many games like that has happened against the game they were going into to make the playoffs. The very last game against the Las Vegas Raiders.
Yeah,
he did it again.
All right, hold on. I'm looking at.
Give me Kansas City if I had to put money on it.
I don't think so.
I'm not going to put money on. Don't. I just told you the Chargers.
Nah. Because I'm looking at people's schedule real quick here, and it's going to be tight, right? It's going to be real tight in terms of the division, but I think the Chiefs are going to lose some muster without Hill. You just don't replace him and what he brought to that team. Now you can do it. They're talking about doing it collectively, but that's a big kind of like piece of talent that you're taking out of your offense and think that that's not going to affect Patrick Mahomes. We haven't seen him do it without top tier talent at the receiving court. So I'm not saying he can't. I mean, obviously, I believe he can. I mean, there's a reason why, he's considered the best quarterback in the league. But I still got to see it. And looking at their schedule, so let me go back to their schedule. Tough schedule. They open up at the Cardinals. Then they got the Chargers, the Colts, the Bucks, the Raiders, the Bills, the Niners, the Titans. They get some break with the Jags, and then they go Chargers, Rams.
Nate, what are we talking about?
This is KC.
Well, what is the conversation? The conversation is about the division. Nobody gives a fuck about all these other teams you're talking about. You just got to win a division.
No. That's their schedule.
All right, yeah, I hear your schedule, but the schedule we talking about is the AFC West. That's the only schedule you got to worry about is beating those guys at least twice, at least one of those teams twice. All right, we're not talking about are they going to win a Super Bowl. We said they're going to win a division.
I kind of like the Raiders, dog.
I mean, hey, listen, that's value there. I don't like the Raiders.
I kind of like that +7.
Nah, I'm good on that.
I kind of like that +7. Or maybe the Broncos, but I don't believe.
Yeah, I would say Broncos.
Yeah, maybe the Broncos, and it's only reason why I say the Broncos, and I think obviously all these places are tough to win in, but Denver's Mile High Stadium has always been a hard place. Always tough to get a win at Mile High Stadium.
But let's forget, Denver also was fighting every game they fought. They played well. They have a good defense. They got some weapons out there. They're going to be, and Russell can change the culture. He changed cultures.
He already did.
It's like these boys out here ready to play. So they're going to have some upsets. I
Yeah.
mean, I think if you're gonna put money, sprinkle money on a value, I would go Denver. I wouldn't go Las Vegas. I think they got too much going on there. I don't think Devontae Adams is going to be a difference maker for them to, win a division. But I think eventually they'll continue to build around, that Vegas team and Derek Carr, and then I
Mhm.
think eventually they'll be, maybe a year or two, they'll be contending. I mean, I really love the Chargers. I do. I love that team. I just can't trust the coach. He just
That's
doesn't
big.
put his. Yeah, I know. I just
That's
can't trust
huge.
the coach. I just can't. He
Right.
has to show me that he's calmed down and that he's going to put his team in the best positions to win. There's no reason that team doesn't make the playoffs.
So I feel like the only I'm gonna sprinkle a little bit on. I'm gonna stick with what I feel. I'm gonna sprinkle a
Vegas
little
Raiders.
on the Raiders. Yep.
Mm.
I just said a little bit because everybody's schedule looking at it is tough. I like Denver. I just like Las Vegas a little bit better, and I think that people are getting pushed away from betting on. Actually, no, I can't say that because it's Las Vegas. Or a lot of people are betting on the Raiders to be better than what they are. And
Yeah, I mean,
it's
because
just,
their
I
home
mean,
field is not really
he's
home
down there
field.
because it's Derek Carr, right? It's the quarterback.
Yeah, I mean, but like you said, you're talking about home field advantages. You got to take those games away. People go to Vegas. It's a split. It's a split stadium. Every away team wants to go to Vegas to just go on vacation and
Yeah,
watch games. So,
yeah, that is true.
true home field is Denver. Denver's if you want to talk about a dark horse, you added a captain on that team, a leader on that team. I mean, I just really watched Russell Wilson's video today, and
Yeah, I
he's
saw
out.
you
He's in
see
his
my scramble.
backyard. Yeah, he's out in his backyard doing
Yeah,
his
you
thing,
see
working
the
hard.
scramble drill he did? I like
Ramble
that.
drill,
Yeah,
fumble drill.
yeah, that
You
scramble
know,
dope.
so talk
Actually, you know
about
what? You just switched my mind.
yeah, that's huge to a
I'm gonna
team.
sprinkle on Denver a little bit on Denver. All right, so here we go. We're gonna put it all together now from NFC to AFC. All right, so from the NFC, I have the Eagles. We both have the Rams, and then you have a parlay with the Rams, Green Bay, and the Eagles for 10-1. And then the AFC, we both have Buffalo. You have the Colts, and I'm going to sprinkle a little bit on Denver. Now, let's make a parlay from both sides. So I like Buffalo. Look at that. That dropped down to where it was before. Buffalo. I still like the Rams. I just I don't understand this at all. Tampa. Um
Green Bay, gotta go Green Bay.
yeah, we talked about Green Bay, but you have them in another parlay, so I want to leave
Mm,
them out. I don't want to be tied to them
one team.
too much.
Gotcha.
Even though I'm tied to the Rams, but I believe in the Rams. All right, give me Denver. Give me Denver for my dark horse to give me some value.
This is your parlay.
There's my parlay, my conference winning parlay. Let's run it back. We got Buffalo. Let me write this shit down. I mean, I'm gonna place the bet, but Rams, Tampa, and give me Denver. Almost 16-1 on your money. Make it some value. This is one thing that you actually put because I could have easily not put Denver in there. Went with the safe bet and did plus 366, which just looks like a pretty safe bet. But we would have to put some on it. You know what I mean? And that's the point.
Mhm.
So, we would have to put at least 3 units on it, right, to give us a little bit of value. Because like you said, you have to wait 17 weeks to get paid out.
Mhm.
Right now, they do some cash out options early. So when you go on your app, you should see your ticket and it should say cash out. But I don't know if I want to. I want to wait. I want to get some value. So that changes a lot, right? We're talking about almost 5K to wait for. I wait for 5K, right, on this play.
Yeah.
So there we go. There's my conference winning parlay.
Can you run me up for a full one? Let me see what I got here.
The one that you had.
No, well, you only gave me the NFC option, so I'd like to do a full NFL option
Oh
parlay.
yeah. Go ahead.
You know,
Yeah, let me know.
can we start with Buffalo, please?
Yes, Buffalo's already on there. Buffalo ain't going nowhere.
We'll leave the Rams on there. Can we
Okay.
go Indianapolis, please?
Yes, sir. Colts.
Yep. Scroll up a little bit. All right, you can go back down. Let's see here. Yeah, not touching that. Not touching that. Give me Green Bay. And one more down. We already have that. My question comes into this damn. This is plus 929 right now.
Yeah.
How many is that? 3 teams? 4 teams?
4.
Roll it one more time. Let me just see what I'm missing here.
Sure. Let's go back up. You got Buffalo. Skipping AFC North. You got the Colts. AFC West is still open. NFC East is still open.
Give me throw in Dallas for a second.
Ugh.
And then throw in the Eagles. Okay, you can take them out. I'm gonna leave them out. Well, I'll leave it at that.
Leave it this. I like this. That's not bad. You just gotta put a couple units on it. That's all.
Yep.
You know what I mean? Now, if your bankroll, we always talk about bankroll management. If your bankroll doesn't allow you to do this in the beginning of the season, pull back on it. I mean, do your 10-1. Always stay in your bankroll. Don't do things that are outside the norm of what your bankroll is. So if you got like 1,000 or 2,000, or no, let's just stick with 1,000. If you have $1,000 to play for the football season, and you do a $300 bet, well, that's 30% of your money, right? Like that's 30% of your money. You better hit this bitch, right? 30% of the money to triple up ain't bad, but make sure you hit it. And it's tough to hit parlays. I can't stress that enough. It is so tough to hit parlays, especially consistently. They are lottery scratchy tickets. They really are.
And this really is because we're only injury away from blowing every team up. So injuries will happen. There will be a quarterback that goes out for the season.
Absolutely.
And just hope it is not one of ours.
Absolutely.
But
all right.
Yeah.
So there was one other thing I did want to look at real quick. I wanted to get your sense on it that I didn't know was in here. And this is to win 10 games. And you can parlay these bitches, which I was very surprised at. That you can parlay these games, these 10-win regular season. So who do you like here to win 10 games?
Man, I have to look at these schedules.
Yeah, no, and I know I put you on the spot, and I didn't get a chance to look at a lot of these schedules, but I was just looking at the top half.
Man, this is scary right here. See that?
Yes, look how far the Eagles are. The Eagles are favored to win 10 games. Here's some some folks that are kind of, I don't want to say dark horses, but got some plus EV money on them. Even the Saints are up there a little bit. Cincy's kind of on the edge. I was looking at this and I was just like, wow, look at this. Dallas is third.
That's what I said. Dallas up there, really. That's scary.
Yeah. Right. Because Vegas be on point.
Mm-hmm.
So
I like Green Bay to win 10 games.
Yeah.
I like the Rams to win 10 games. I like the Bills to win 10 games. That's plus 155.
Another one you gotta wait for, too. Another one you gotta wait for.
Yeah, I like Baltimore to win 10 games.
Ooh, okay. I want to go back and see how many teams last year.
I like Indianapolis to win 10 games.
All right, so hold on. So last year, just to give you a sense, Buffalo won 11 games. The Patriots won 10 games. Cincinnati won 10 games. Tennessee won 12 games. KC won 12. The Raiders won 10. Dallas won 12. Green Bay won 13. Tampa won 13. And NFC West had Three teams won 10 games. The Rams, Cardinals, and the Niners all won 10 games.
Yeah, give me Colts and Cowboys on there. Let's see, that's 6 teams.
Let me go back. Cowboys, Colts.
Yeah, I like that. I don't see none of them getting under 10 games.
Yeah. You think Cowboys win our division?
I don't think. I hope not. But this is telling me a lot.
Yeah. Because they're
third to win 10 games. That's pretty good.
What are they? 10.5.
Right. And the Eagles are what, 9.5?
I think the Eagles are 9.5.
Yeah.
I think they started at 8.5.
I mean, to me, this is a no-brainer. I would put at least 2 to 3 units on this right here easily and be okay with that doesn't happen.
Mm-hmm.
It's not really a question mark of who's not. I mean, Baltimore always gets over 10 games.
Yeah, they do.
Especially when they're healthy. Dallas, they had 12 last year.
They won 8 games. Baltimore won the 8 games with nobody.
Yeah, with nope. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. So they usually going, healthy. They're going to give you what they're going to give you.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, Indianapolis, I think, are going to be 10 games with Matt Ryan up there. Yeah, man.
Remember, Baltimore started 8-3 last year, and they lost all 6, which is crazy.
Yeah, but they also lost their fucking quarterback.
Yeah.
What do you mean? Yeah, they lost their quarterback. They lost their quarterback, and then they just lost every game.
Yeah. I'm trying to look at some teams that won 9 games. So the Colts won 9 games last year. Miami won 9 games last year. Eagles won 9 games last year. Chargers won 9 games last year. The Saints won 9. How the fucking Saints won 9 games last year?
Which is why I don't touch the Buccaneers.
The Saints won 9 games last year, and that's it.
I mean, you would think the Bucs win. I mean, but those odds don't help you too much. Click on the Bucs.
The Bucs, the Philadelphia, the Bucs. Oh, Tampa.
No, click on the Bucs on a parlay.
Oh, it'll take them out.
I don't have them on there. No, I don't have them on there.
Yeah, you don't have them on there.
Yeah, minus 480 is not going to help. Click on it. Let me see what it does with the parlay.
Get you over 10.
I mean, I guess that's a layup. Yeah, I would run that 7. Lucky 7, baby.
Lucky number 7, baby.
Lucky number 7, and put you over 10-1 on your money. I like that.
Yeah, I think next week we'll get into the regular season wins, and then some of these other ones that we can take a look at. I don't think anything in the special season. What are the future? Because you're decent at the future bets. You do conference total wins.
Yeah, but I don't do none of my future bets until we get through camp, and then I'll start looking because camp is key. Players getting injured and stuff like that will let you know. I mean, look at Baltimore. I was smashed the under as soon as they start getting all them injuries, and they, like you said, they went 8. I think it was like 8.5. It dropped to 8.5, and I took the under.
Yeah,
barely got there, but
love that hook.
Yeah,
love that hook.
So I don't do any future bets until I see what's going on. Probably about week 4 going into the preseason.
Yeah, that makes sense.
Just like fantasy football, you know what I mean? You don't really want to kind of pick your team or draft your team until you get through the preseason.
Damn, 850 yards for Miles Sanders. Total rushing yards? I don't know about that. I'm a big Najee Harris fan, though. I think he has a year.
Yeah, he definitely have a year.
He definitely. I think
he'll be right in his gut.
Yep,
at least 20 times a game.
Just
Najee I hope Najee's having a good vacation because he got a long season ahead of him.
Yeah, he's gonna have some work to do. But Miles Sanders 850. Has he haven't seen 850 in a year yet?
I wouldn't give him no 850. Give me the under.
Yeah, that's what I'm looking at.
I mean, only because we run running back by committee. So,
do you do any of those props like that?
I haven't seen these player props. No, I don't know.
Yeah, neither do
I can't get too stuck in all these future props, and I'm sitting there waiting on money or waiting to lose money. So
he's had it only one time in his NFL career. It was his second year. He had 867.
yeah, it's too many variables with him because you got Jalen Hurts that runs the ball. They
Yeah,
run running back by committee, so it's not necessarily about Miles Sanders and if he can get 850. But I think on his team, the way his team is set up, he won't get it. Unlike you, I think Miles is a good running back.
yeah.
Miles, if you're listening, you can run the rock, baby. Your team hurts you.
You saw what he said? He said he needs opportunity.
He does.
What?
Look, listen, bro. We had conversation and arguments about how he had 5 carries in the game. That's ridiculous.
But there's a reason for that. He didn't start out with 5 carries.
Yeah, he started out with 2. He had 2 for the first half. What do you mean? Come on, what coach gives you running back 2 carries in the first half? That doesn't make any sense. But it changed. It switched up. That's when coach kind of like had to go through his past happy phase and realize that Jalen is not that person that you want to have drop back 50 to 60 times a game. That was the adjustment. We made the adjustment. We started becoming more of a tighter team, tighter unit. But at the same time, we also started running the ball with our 3-headed monster, and that was with Gainwell and Miles Sanders and what's the other brother?
Who?
When we start running the ball with the 3.
Oh, who'd you say? You said Gainwell. You said Miles.
Gainwell, Miles, and the shorter running back.
You have to get his name. Why is that so bad? He's a killer against the Giants.
Yes.
Scott.
Plus you got Jalen Hurts. Yeah, Boston Scott, and then you got Jalen Hurts. So yeah, it's because of the team. Miles is a good running back. Ball security's been a question with Miles, but I think he's working on that.
I never said the kid wasn't talented.
You did. You said he was. Then you say, what did you say? He's a bum.
I never said he was talented, but I think it's very telling for you to be
called him a bum.
Yeah, I said that. I ain't gonna shy away from it. But bro,
he's not a bum.
Bro, let me ask you this, because we both play ball.
Mm-hmm.
We had our shots and stuff like that. If you were the starting defensive end and you didn't get a sack in 17 games,
that's a bad comparison. I'm a starting defensive end means I'm on the field. I'm on the field and I got opportunity. He wasn't getting the opportunity. Bro, look at his carries. Go look at his stats. Look at his carries.
Man,
just look at the carries.
This Joker didn't score once, bro.
Go to Miles Sanders. Look at his carries.
Bro, that's like you and me not getting a sack in a single season. Has that ever happened? Let me see your face when I ask you this question. Have you never not gotten a sack in a full season?
No.
Oh, okay. Yeah. No. Well, you're looking at me like, what are we talking about here?
Yeah, but I think opportunity is key when you're talking about running the rock and tooting the rock and giving him the ball. And a lot of times he wasn't getting the ball in the goal line.
I don't think I've ever seen anybody.
It was a point in the season. I said Miles should go to the front office and ask to be traded. That's what I said. I said the way that offense was being ran with Miles Sanders, I said Miles Sanders should go to the front office and say I need to be traded. That's what I said.
I agree because I'm looking at the stats now. Yeah,
don't look at the stats now.
What do you mean? I'm looking at the rushing attempts.
Okay, let's look at the rushing. What did this say?
I'll bring it up for you.
Thank you.
So we all can take part in this Miles Sanders conversation. All right, we should bring Miles on.
We should. He going. Listen, Miles. I respect you, brother.
I respect the man. I respect the man and his talent. I can have my goddamn opinion about it.
Let's pull up those carries.
You know what I mean?
And then let's pull up goal line carries.
I don't know. I'll see if I can find that. I don't know if I can find that. But this is his carries throughout the year.
Look at that. 7, 6, 9, and 9. Get the fuck, man. If you don't throw these motherfucking talk about an opportunity. 7 carries in the game. 9, 6, 9. Come on, man. 7, 2. Did he get hurt that game?
I don't know. I think he might have got hurt that game.
Come on, bro.
He might have got hurt.
He hit over come on. And then look at when he got 24 carries. Look when he got over 15 carries. 18 for 131, 24 for 120.
He still didn't
16.
score, bro.
Yeah, I mean,
look at this shit.
Once
This
again,
is what I'm talking
we were
about.
throwing in Gainwell. Gainwell was becoming our third down back.
Like, this is what I'm talking about right there. That big fat 0. That's what I'm talking about.
I mean, how many touchdowns did Zeke have last year?
Zeke? Come on,
yeah.
Man. You can't compare.
No, I just want to know how many he had. You would think Zeke would have at least 10 or more.
I don't know. Zeke was banged up last year.
Oh, now he's banged up. Zeke
What
banged up every year.
Was?
Zeke banged up every year.
Yo, it's Zeke though, bro.
I get you.
Like, come on, man. We talking about Zeke.
I just want to know.
10.
He had 10. That's about right.
He had 10. 10 touchdowns.
Yo, that bull fleeced that tree. That's a big bull.
Oh. Well, you know, the body image stuff is changing nowadays.
Yeah, I see.
You know what I mean? Body image stuff is changing.
Miles, I'm with you, brother. You need the opportunity to get in the end zone. You need the carries in the red zone to score.
All right, so what do we have a repeat of next year? He gets opportunity.
If he gets opportunity, he's not hitting that end zone. Yeah, Miles, we got to have a conversation, brother. But I think like any other player, he has a chip on his shoulder. He's probably having a conversation with his coaching staff, you know, to be the lead back.
Let's look at this boy. What do you like? Look, we're all on the same page.
But he was getting the goal line. He was getting the goal line carries. Gainwell was getting the goal line carries, or Boobie Miles.
But they're all the same. 2. Look at this. 2, 2, 5, 2, 3. This is taking opportunity and doing something with it, right? I don't think talent-wise, Sanders is above
13 carries and 27 yards. What are we talking about? Against the Lions? What are we talking about?
Well, the game is over. I mean, it's 44-6. Who knows? I mean, who knows what this
13 carries and 27 yards? That's making the best.
Yo, this is making opportunity. This motherfucker got 68 carries. 68 carries out the season. And he still got into the end zone 5 times.
He gets our red zone carries. What you talking about? He should.
Yo, it's not like Miles didn't get end zone carries. He just didn't do anything.
I think it was. Now I would say it was one series. I think he got like 2 back-to-back running plays at the 3, and he didn't get in. I don't remember what game it was. I was clearly rooting for him to get an end zone. He didn't get in.
I want him to score. Of course.
But don't forget, you also have Jalen Hurts. That's that opportunity.
That takes away.
That's taking those away, especially in the red zone.
Absolutely.
Miles will have to break. Almost like which we don't get enough credit to. And Shady McCoy, Shady had that explosiveness and break them long runs. Miles don't break long runs, and
he has a couple, but he don't score.
Doesn't get an end zone. Yeah, doesn't get an end zone.
Score off him. He'll have a 60, 70-yard long run, but he'll get hawked.
Yeah, if we want to critique him getting those long runs and scoring, it's not a Miles Sanders thing. Like Jonathan Taylor breaks those long runs, he scores. But Jonathan Taylor's get the carries. I just think how many carries total did Miles Sanders have last year? Was it under 200? Got to be, right?
Yeah, probably.
Probably under 150, right?
No, I think it was like 168. Let me go back. 137.
I mean that's not a lot of carries for a season. How many? No. What's the average? What's that average?
The average is probably like
carries.
I would say like 250, 275 for a starting running back.
Yeah, that's not good. Come on. As your number 1 running back, he needs more than those carries. That's just ridiculous.
Let me see real quick before we get out of here. Complete leaders.
That boy beast up top. Look at that, 322 attempts. Workhorse, 228, 292. Keep going down. Go down to hit that and go down to 100 and something.
Let's see who got the most.
No, you can scroll down. Let's see where we're getting to when we're getting 164. James Robinson. Well, Saquon got hurt.
Yeah.
Mark Ingram got hurt.
Jones.
He's getting Cardell Patterson numbers. Like, come on. Jamal Williams from Detroit. And he's back again. DeAndre Swift. Huh?
There's Miles.
Look at that. When your quarterback got more carries than you, like, come on.
Yeah, but a lot of these aren't design runs, obviously. That's him
I
just
guess.
taking off.
Yeah.
But I mean, for Miles needs to be here, I think, in my opinion.
100%. Absolutely.
Around these
He should be
200.
right 200 carries a game. So,
Yeah.
Miles, I'm with you. You need the opportunities. I think if you get more opportunities, you'll be able to kind of make a bigger splash. He's arguing about you not getting end zone. Man, listen, you got to get in the end zone. I'm with him. You got to get in the end zone.
Yeah, you got to
But
score.
I think, Sirianni should be able to kind of work that out. I'm sure he's voiced his frustration in the front office this offseason, and hopefully he gets the ball.
I think the first 3 games will be telling because they're going to run him, and he's going to get his opportunity, and hopefully he does something with him.
Well, yeah, this is a contract year coming up, right?
For sure.
Yeah, so,
Good. Got to go get that chicken, baby. Got to go get that chicken. All right, man. I think we had a good show here. We gave out some good bets. Members, I will get you the membership plays. Had a nice day yesterday, 3-0 yesterday on baseball plays. If you're not a member yet, please go ahead and become a member. Go to the Facebook for A2D Radio. Only $99.99 a month. I say that all the time, but people really don't understand. Like white tea's not even $5 anymore. Like you ain't gonna find that for $9 anymore. I mean for $10. Like everything is high, but this shit will stay even. We'll stay at $10 a month. And obviously we give out raffles. We'll have guests on show, jerseys, giveaways, etc., etc. Tom is always cooking up something. So it's a great deal. You ain't gonna find nothing, like I said, for $10 anymore around in this planet. I mean, shit, orange juice is fucking $9 nowadays. So it's crazy. But we're gonna keep that train going. And like I said, I do give out free plays. So if you follow me on Twitter, Money Pop Podcast, you follow me on TikTok, I'm always still giving out free plays here and there. So if you catch the wave, you know what I mean, at a good time, like I did a week ago when I was down in Florida, went on a nice run on baseball plays. I think we went, I think it was like 7-2 during that full week. So
like anybody today?
I haven't really looked at it because some of the lineups weren't up as of yet. That's the one thing I'm learning about baseball. You got to wait for those lineups to come up. It's interesting that the Phillies are about to sweep the Marlins because everybody had we don't win in Florida.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. Like
the Marlins were favored the last 2 games too.
Yeah, and they were favored the last 2 games, and now we have Nolo on the mound, who has still been pitching well, and typically my thing is going against sweeps. I typically go against sweeps and bet the other side because it's very hard to sweep a team. But I mean, that'd be something to find out. Like, when's the last time the Phillies swept the Marlins in Florida? You know what I mean? Like that's something to even to kind of look at. Chris Sale's on the mound today.
Versus Cole, that's a good one.
Yeah, for the Sox. So that could be a good nerfy bet. But I haven't been hitting the nerfy bets too well. But every time Red Sox and Yankees play, that over is hit all day. Like they be scoring 10, 11 runs. It don't matter who's on the mound. So that's something to look at. But I don't know how long Chris is going to be in because I think he's coming back up for his return. So he was officially restated a couple of days ago. He made his debut against the Tampa Bay Rays, I believe, but he only went 5 innings.
Yeah, but yeah, 5 innings with 5 Ks and a .80
runs. Yeah,
smacking them dudes around.
Yeah, but this ain't the Yankees lineup either. That ain't the Yankees lineup. So, and I think is Boston on. They split it. Did they split this one?
And they split.
Yeah, they split so far. So that's kind of tough. Atlanta obviously is heavily favored against the Nationals, as they should. Nationals lost 9 in a row. This will be a sweep for them. Baltimore obviously has been a decent surprise so far. They went on that nice run, 10 runs. I mean, 10 wins. 9 wins out of the last 10. I'm sorry. So still looking Houston's heavy favorites as they should be. Anytime I see Cincinnati in a game, I'm looking at the over. They give up a lot of runs, man. So I kind of like that. I actually like St. Louis team total over. They've scored their bats have been hot against Cincy. So they scored 7 and they scored 11. And that over could be there. So I definitely like the Cardinals today. A little bit of plus EV on the run line at -1.5 with plus 120. So I'm looking right now at that over and that Cincy and Cardinals game. I'm not going to shy away from that, even though it's been over twice. But I like that over. And I like the Padres today. I think they sweep the Diamondbacks. Diamondbacks are trash. So Padres and that over in that Cincy and St. Louis games. Just looking at it right now.
I like the Phillies today.
I like it, and I kind of like the Phillies today too.
Yeah, I like the Phillies today with Aaron Nola on the mound.
Yeah, you gotta like that with an ace on the mound. I like the Phillies today too for sure. So those are the baseball plays that I would probably be gearing into. There might be some more. I couldn't get a good handle on the total bases. I was trying to do the total bases in the beginning, but couldn't get a good handle on that. So, and the Mets should win today. The Cubs suck, and they're horrible at home. So yeah, those are the teams that I'm looking at from a baseball play perspective. All right, so a lot of plays given out today, a lot of money to be made. You know how it is when you get with your boys. Real quick, man, before we get out of here, man, how was Vegas? How's you doing in Vegas? How you doing the
Oh,
felt?
that thing was hot. I got unlucky ultimately, but it was hot in Vegas. Yeah, got unlucky at Pocket Kings, got it in against Jacks. Guy flops a Jack, and there goes my walk of shame. So, yeah. I mean, if I win that hand, I'm in a good place to make some moves. But I think we talked about the hand, and
yeah, for sure. I didn't know if you got into something else after that.
Oh, just cash. Did okay in cash. I didn't go too crazy.
Nice.
But yeah, it was a lot of good cash games. I did miss out on. It was a tournament that was, like you said, them smaller tournaments. It was a $600 mystery bounty tournament at Aria. But I didn't realize it when I went down to play cash. They were already in the mix of the tournament. First place was like $40K.
But the bounties, there's probably some thousand.
Yeah. So the person actually that won, because I ended up that night, the person that ended up winning it all, that won it's like 38,000 plus. He had won almost 5,000 in mystery bounties. Dude only took on only 40 something thousand off a $600 entry for a single day game. Yeah, that's pretty tough. I wish I'd have known that.
Yeah. They be having some good ones down there, man. We definitely next year when they do the World Series poker, we're there for sure.
Yeah,
for sure. All right, bro. As always, a pleasure talking gambling, talking sports, talking Miles Sanders with you. And for those who are still with us, for those who have left us, always catch the replay on all social media platforms. And tell a friend, man. We're going to keep doing this thing until the wheels fall off. I think that a lot of the other gambling shows that you might look at are catching up, but nobody does what we do and how we do it and the way that we do it. A lot of people are just telling you picks and plays. They're telling you information about why they're picking their plays a little bit, giving you all these numbers, but they're not translating it in a way for you to fully understand it if you're not at that level. We try to work you up, build you up, so you can go off and do this thing on your own. And then come back and then let's see what we've been doing in terms from plays. We win consistently across the year. We always have, and we will continue to do so. And we will share that information because sharing is motherfucking caring. And it's a tough street out there in these streets, especially with all the turmoil. And you kind of don't even want to go out anymore just because of the craziness that's going on out in the world. So I want to thank everybody for joining. Always hit that notification button, hit that like button, tell a friend to tell a friend. This is Moss Money Pop Podcast. That's B Diddy. We out of here.
Let's go!
Oh shit!